Mr. Deputy Speaker, we've had so much disruption to our critical services in recent years, and I pay tribute to all those working in those sectors. Now, I support minimum service levels for our critical services. Who could oppose them? Well, the Labour Party do. They oppose minimum service levels. They say they are protecting workers' rights. But doesn't this ignore the rights of all those who rely on these key services for their health, their education, and their livelihoods? We've seen the sad impact on pupils of disruptions to education, the extra burdens it places on families and schools, and the anxiety this causes parents and students. The Children's Commissioner this weekend highlighted it's the most disadvantaged that face the greatest impact if education is disrupted. Now, I support the right of children to a great education, but the Labour Party, now they oppose minimum service levels. They say they are protecting workers' rights, but this ignores the rights of working families and students if schools close. Minimum service levels should also apply to our ambulance service. We all know the challenges our NHS is facing, yet at a time we need to focus on addressing these, Labour oppose minimum service levels for our ambulance and fire services. Does anyone really believe it should be up to intransigent unions to decide whether or not help arrives? Emergency services should not be a bargaining chip in employment disputes. Our country cannot be held to ransom by intransigent unions. I believe the NHS should be there when we need it, but the Labour Party, they oppose minimum service levels. They say they're protecting workers' rights. But what about the right to care in an emergency? Now, the rail strikes, yet another example. I've been contacted by constituents whose children are unable to get to school, commuters unable to get to work, patients unable to see loved ones in hospital or go to appointments. I support everyone's right to travel, but the Labour Party oppose minimum service levels. They say they are protecting workers' rights. What about the rights of the self-employed? Are they not workers? What about the rights of small businesses? Employees, are they not workers? What about the rights of drivers? Are they not workers? Or cleaners, or administrators, or carers, or any worker in a sector not supported by unions? I was elected to this House to represent all my constituents, and that means protecting health services, education and livelihoods. In light of union intransigence to negotiate and modernise, minimum service levels are now needed. So I wholeheartedly support this bill. I'm genuinely appalled that Labour Party oppose minimum service levels. They say they are protecting workers' rights. I think we all know who they're really protecting. Yeah.